and welcome to Deadflicks.
I'm Pippa.
I'm Myk.
And we are talking about films that have sequels, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
But mostly sequels.
Mostly sequels.
We like repeating ourselves a bit.
We like repeating ourselves a bit?
Yes, like sequels.
Like sequels?
Yes, like
we keep
sequels.
repeating ourselves a bit, like sequels.
Yes, we like repeating ourselves a bit.
Like sequels.
Indeed.
Okay, enough of that crap. Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. So, we sat down and we had a chat about really what we wanted to talk about. And it's one thing that we've noticed recently is how many sequels there are. And it's not just sort of modern sequels. It's
to be just as crazy.
Yeah.
outgoing.
We're getting a lot of like things like all the Avengers movies and all stuff in like series. But it's a lot of the sequels that we enjoy the most are things that were made in the 80s and 90s. So I'll let you start with something that interests you.
I've just totally frozen.
That's fine. I'll start with something that interests me.
If something's of interest, though, is Joe Bob was talking... I was listening to a thing earlier today about the sequence of sequels that led up to Demons.
Yes.
So there's apparently about 6 different movies, and none of them were supposed to be the way that they are, and only the first 2 were made as sequential films. So you had kind of Demons 1, Demons 2.
And then it was like Demons 2 again, and like Demons 4.
Yeah, then
and
Demons
3 later.
2 was released before Demons 1 in Germany, and so everyone's thinking it's Demons 1, but it's not. But then Demons 3 was actually directed by the guy who...
And Demons 2 is actually like a remake of Demons, the initial movie, and there's like no difference between them.
It goes and it goes and it goes, and it basically just spins back to this thing where they get to House, I believe, did the same similar kind of thing.
House was really confusing as well.
Where they have like 7 movies, and none of them have fuck all to do with
the initial storyline.
Any part of the initial storyline or the series. It'll be the equivalent of like a Troll 2. So Troll 1 was Troll 1, and then you've got this whole kind of Italian thing where they'll make a movie and then they'll look for a way to release it, and then they'll slot it in underneath the moniker
of a previous film,
to continue the series, but also to kind of
Troll 2 that contains no trolls.
Yeah, it's all goblins.
Yeah, in a place called Nilbog.
Spoilers!
Which is goblins.
So, to deflect this discussion in your direction, what do you got for us?
What do I got? I'm going to start with the good.
Okay.
Alien. So just a quadrilogy here, but I have seen all of the Alien movies.
I should fucking hope so.
I love it. Alien is my favourite horror movie. Well, it's my favourite... Yeah, it's my favourite horror movie.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people prefer Aliens.
You like the first one.
I like the first one.
We're going to make this distinguishing thing as we talk about this.
Yeah, Alien
is the first one.
Aliens is the second one. Alien...
As in plural, because there's more than one.
No, I was going to say, I was thinking about exactly the correct naming. Well, it's opening this way now. Oh, it just... Okay, oops. Made that hard for myself. That's quite cool.
Yeah, that's from the Resurrection.
So
I'm going to try not to spoil too much.
Aliens, Alien 3, or Alien Cubed, possibly.
Alien Cubed.
Well, look, Alien Cubed. You're 3.
To the power
and
of 3.
Alien Resurrection.
Yeah. Did you know... I'm not going to... Who wrote Alien Resurrection?
No, I didn't.
The screenplay.
Was it Joss Whedon?
Indeed it was.
I learned something.
Also, it was directed by the same gentleman who I think he did Amélie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't remember whether he did Amélie first and then came back and did Resurrection, but I've got a feeling it might have been the other way around.
Okay, I like Amélie. I've not seen it for a long time.
Me neither.
But yeah, I think Alien...
Which is your favourite?
First one?
First one. Hands down.
Hands down, first one.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoy the first one. I like the build where you see Ripley become the person that she's meant to be, rather than sort of starting the second one and being like, I already know what the fuck I'm dealing with. I really enjoy the first one, and then I've enjoyed all of them. They're all really fun to watch. They're all really easy to watch, and then I also really enjoyed the 2 recent ones. Prometheus and Covenant. I really enjoyed. I went to the cinema to see both of them, and I thoroughly enjoyed them. And I understand why people don't see them as sequels. I can understand why people haven't accepted them as sequels. I went in there expecting to see...
What do you think the major issue is?
It's because the alien looked different. So the xenomorphs were different. People didn't like that the designs were different. They didn't like... Yeah, that was one of the big things. Where people were like, oh my god, it's white. In thingy.
Yeah, but that's when it starts off. It's like the pupil stage.
No, which I completely agree. But people didn't like that it looked different. They thought it looked silly.
With the spine burster.
Just the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. Like a lot of people didn't feel like it fit in with the mythology of the other films. They felt like it was less dark. Like the first 4 movies feel grimy and dirty, and the modern ones feel cleaner.
Lovecraftian.
They feel cleaner to me anyway.
I honestly felt like the newer ones felt colder.
Clinical.
Yeah. But
that's what I mean by cleaner. Like the other ones, they have more warmth to them. The characters have more warmth to them. You care more about the characters than the modern ones. But again, as sequels go, I love all of the Alien movies. I could quite happily sit there and watch them from beginning to end.
Maybe we should do that.
We should do that. But I that's so Alien quadrilogy, Alien septology, Alien.
Septology
Is it septology? Is it 7 now?
They are busy in the process of making another one.
Is that the 7th one?
1, 2, 3, 4,
There's 4
5.
here. There's 2 come out recently.
Yeah, 6. But
6.
they are talking about a 7th one.
So that will be septology after the 7th one's released.
I believe that...
This is a sexology.
That she's on board. I've just...
Sigourney Weaver?
Sigourney Weaver. I think she's on board with it. There have been discussions. I'm trying to remember. It's not...
She's
it wasn't Neil Marshall. It was somebody else.
She's my feminine idol.
I think she's everybody's feminine idol.
I love Sigourney Weaver. She's amazing.
I was listening to something yesterday and they were talking about her specifically, and that she basically, with her, the way that she handled all the guys, and she was just one of the boys, and she's a trucker and a single mom just trying to get shit done.
Yeah.
And the way she kind of handled everybody was this whoop whoop moment for all the women, all the women watching in the crowd. You know, kind of like feminism, capital F.
Oh yeah, she's just awesome. So yeah,
it's wonderful.
So sequels that I love: Alien.
Okay.
You're up.
Sequels. I'm gonna go with a hard tack here and be completely predictable. I'm bringing Hellraiser. Specifically, like I love the Hellraiser series, and it's just it gets so kind of I don't know, it dilutes, but it's not all bad.
No, there are elements of, and we've seen as many of them as we are able to, because Hellraiser Judgment you cannot get in the UK. We have tried. Yes. We cannot get it in the UK, so we've never seen it.
Honestly, like I think it's a foregone conclusion that Judgment being the last installment.
The last installment that did not have.
This was the first one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is it the second one without? No, it's the first one without Doug Bradley.
First one without Doug Bradley.
So I believe the story was that he got offered the part. They went in to kind of talk to him or whatever it was, and insisted that he was going to sign some kind of insane NDA.
Yeah.
In order to just look at the script, and he said, "Yeah, no, fuck that,"
exactly,
and he walked.
Yeah.
So they went ahead and they made it, and it's been panned. You can't even rent it digitally.
Yeah.
It's just without being a prick, I'm not spending £25 on a Blu-ray for
God,
that.
No.
I refuse.
I want to see it if it was easier to access. I just want to know what it's like. But I mean, all of them I really enjoyed. Like we've sat down and had a marathon of them.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where it's like the only one that made no sense was Hellraiser.
Inferno.
No. Hellraiser, was it the house one?
Oh.
Where it was completely unrelated to Hellraiser in any way, other than the fact that they threw Pinhead into the movie.
Yeah, no, but that was the MO for most of the subsequent movies. So you've got 1 through 4. So everyone basically says that nothing matters after 2.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, fuck it, all the rest. Like, the second one of the Hellraiser series, like the first one is always going to be Hellraiser, but the second one is Hellraiser capital H.
Yeah.
And I know
they got more budget.
Clive Barker basically did a little bit of jiggery pokery, I believe, to get it made without him.
Yeah.
So he kind of nudged the guys he wanted to make it in to get it made. So he had more of a hand in what the final outcome was than he did in the subsequent movies. But the second one just has more Cenobites, more blood, more crazy. The bloody mattress is magical.
That is a lot of fun.
There's a sentence for the ages.
It's I always forget her name. Linda?
Oh,
the wife.
Every goddamn time. Shit a brick. I can see her face. I'm totally drawing a blank on it.
I love how they refer to her as Kirsty's evil stepmother. But they don't give her a name.
That was a big deal. Like that they've turned this whole thing.
I just love when she loses her skin.
Oh yes.
I love this. I love the skin removal and the skin wearing and the changing identity and stuff. That was really fun, and it's the layer upon layer of costume.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff to love about it. It's raw, and I think the first time I saw Hellraiser, embarrassingly, it was about 10 years ago.
Oh, pretty same for me. It was quite late. I was quite late to it. Because we're in our early 30s, so it's like we were quite late to stuff. I think some stuff anyway.
I saw some crazy shit when I was younger, but not.
Hellraiser. It was just Hellraiser was not something that was shown on TV. Like I've never watched it on TV.
I think I've been looking at the VHS box set for just about my entire life, and then kind of there was this major band of time between kind of after I left school and coming over here, where in my universe this just didn't exist.
Right.
There just wasn't time for it, and I had other shit going on, and it was a very different kind of universe of stuff. Like I think I just wasn't watching TV, wasn't this, just didn't have the fucking time for it. So I was really kind of absolutely blown out of the water when I saw the first Hellraiser film. So I think it was kind of one of those, that gut response when Frank comes out of the floor.
That was the first. That's the thing is when I saw it the first time, I think somebody else was watching it and I came into a room, or it was I watched it. It was talking about horror movies and I watched this trailer clip of it, and it was literally just watching Frank coming out the floor, and that was.
And I felt sick, but
I didn't.
Yeah,
I know you react.
I react very differently to you to stuff anyway, but that was kind of it's insane to think that kind of in just like 10 years I've gone from kind of point A to point B.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wasn't exactly kind of soft before then.
No.
But I've made an insane kind of effort to become well versed and to know stuff and have experienced as many of these kind of franchises as possible. But yeah, Hellraiser 2 is my favorite of the sequels. Honorable mention goes into Hellraiser 3 and the one that everyone hates is number 4.
Is that the one where we go back in time and it's done historically with...
Yeah, it's basically run across 3 separate timelines, and it gives you the history of the box, and then
I found that really fun.
A space future.
Was it Angelique? Was it? Or
Angelique.
Yeah.
She was really... I really enjoyed the mythology in that. Everything following those, there were some good moments in a couple of them. My least favourite's Inferno. I just thought that was
daft. Which one was Inferno one?
There's a
Is that the one where he's in the box? Oh, Inferno is one that I've never seen.
I think I might have been watching it.
We were watching it.
Yeah, but we weren't watching it.
Is that the one where, is that one of those ones where it was Sixth Sensey?
It
was dead all along.
You were really just on your way for spoiling everything.
No, I'm trying to. I don't know because I've not seen it.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Okay,
but
I'm not trying to spoil it. I just don't know.
Short story long. All of the ones that you're thinking of, after number 4, were all made to keep the license.
Right, that makes sense.
So you had the cinema would basically turn it around. They'd come up on their license, and they were looking for Hellraiser stories in big inverted commas. But actually, what they do is they take other script submissions and then shoehorn Pinhead and the Cenobites into these stories that had fuck all to do with it. So that's how you end up with this cop.
Yeah.
Doing, kind of
cop
doing
things.
drugs. which had nothing to do with it, and what was it? The Hell World.
Hell World,
was the digital one you were thinking about earlier.
Where it's a house and a game, and then Pinhead shows up. I can see even if you took Pinhead out of it, just like Ghost or something, that would work. Yeah. But it was just random. It was Pinhead, but it had completely unrelated to anything really in the film. All right.
What else you got?
Moving on. Good, Bad, and Ugly again. Blade. So specifically, this is Blade 2 and Blade 3. Blade 1, fantastic movie. Absolutely love it. Mm-hmm. Love Blade. It's something I watched with my dad a lot. Me and my dad have like these. We have like these movie nights. Because my mum's not big into movies, but me and my dad love to watch movies. And so we'd watch things like Blade or Practical Magic or Hocus Pocus or James Bond movies, those kind of things. But Blade's one of the ones that he introduced me to, because it was one of those ones that we had on DVD when I was a kid. And it was an 18. And I was like, oh, this is like the only 18 rated movie we've got. I'm going to watch it. And I was like, there's blood and guts and gore, and it was just great. Really good.
Blade was a great
second one is fantastic. I love the model for the bad guy. His face opens up in all these different directions.
Old Novak.
Novak.
He is brilliant.
He is, and there's something about him, and I can't remember what it was. He plays something else.
I was just thinking that, because you recognised him from something else.
Novak is the same guy that plays the prince in Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy 2.
Oh, yes.
That's how I remember
Prince
him.
Nuada.
So he's the same guy that plays Novak in Blade 2.
Yes, we were talking about this
about a year ago.
Good. Actually, no, we were preparing. There's been some discussion about kind of because we.
No, this is when we watched Hellboy. That was like November.
Was it? November.
Must be October, November.
No, it was earlier this year.
Last year.
I've been on it would have been late last year.
It was when we watched Hellboy. It was when we watched the two Hellboy movies together. It was last year. It was well last year.
Because I've dipped in and out of those.
You might have, because you read the books more recently. Or so have I.
Yeah. I've been going a little more nuts over the kind of Hellboy thing with the prep for the 2019 one.
2019 film was great.
It was fun.
But you can see that in our spoiler and non-spoiler reviews, which will be linked in, Mike calls it the doobly-doo, somewhere.
Yeah. But in the groinal region.
So it'll be linked in my groinal region. Just give it a poke. Learn out some more from Hellboy. That's what they'll say after they poke my groinal region to get more Hellboy. So yeah, Blade. It's really fun. If you've not seen Blade, what's wrong with you? Blade's just really fun. He's half man, half vampire. He fights vampires.
Which half? Top half or bottom half?
Well, you just have to see. You just poke him in the groin, and if it doesn't rise from the dead, then he's probably the top half that's all vampire.
You poke him in the groin with a stake.
Yes. If you actually poke anyone in the groin with a stake, you'd have to be rump steak. All right, so second film is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Third film I enjoyed, but it's less well put together. It's like the original Dracula kind of story. You know, and it was like weird Egyptian links and all these other things.
It was just too many weird things going on.
Yeah, it didn't mesh so well.
Hannibal King was the best part, and I believe that Wesley Snipes was pretty much fucking insufferable to work with for the duration. Like, apparently what was it? After a certain point, he would only communicate with the director via post-it notes.
Oh, God.
And in the third person.
Oh, God.
So
Mr. Snipes wishes to... Oh, no. Okay.
But you might not know this. The third one... Okay, so the guy who wrote the first one and the second one...
Yep.
They were so impressed with his job, the writer, that they gave him a directing gig for the third one. So he wrote and directed the third one, which explains a few things.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame.
He went, I'm going to be paid for this anyway. I'll just throw something out there.
No, he was really excited about it. I just think it was just bad luck.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Maybe it's one of those things where, you know, people are really interested in something and then too many happen. And they just, I mean, we've got years on them.
This was the start of proper horror movies. I mean,
this
is the double disc, I think.
This is a double disc. I was looking to see if there were any years on them. So yeah, so Blade 2 was 2002. Blade 2.
Like I said, it's a double disc of Blade 2.
Where's Blade? Oh, I thought Blade 3 was in here as well.
No.
All right, 2002. Blade 3 must have been out before 2006.
Possibly.
I believe it came out before I worked at HMV.
Okay.
But yeah, so Blade, it's an easy watch. Really easy watch. Sequels are really good. You can sit and marathon them. Recommend it. And it's a bit of an unusual pick for what we would go with the standard of horror movies. It's not...
The first one, I think, qualifies most as horror.
It's great. The second one, Jesus.
The second one's got some real teeth to it.
Definite horror.
It's a proper Guillermo del Toro. It's where he's kind of... You can feel him starting to get the groove of what he is.
Oh, yeah, and for people that didn't know, Guillermo del Toro.
Here we go.
It's just...
Blade 3, 2004. Blade Trinity, if you're being a purist ass.
You said Guillermo del Toro directed?
Guillermo del Toro did the second one.
Did the second one. Yeah, that would be... I was going to say, that's why I assumed... Yeah, definitely with the type of monsters. You can see is super...
Also, the other thing with his shots is his shots are never stationary.
No, so even a lot of movement.
Even if you think they're stationary, they're always kind of just...
There's a lot of similarities between the creature creations of this and the new Hellboy movie.
Oh, yeah. What? Oh, yeah, that's the Lovecraftian angle, though.
Yeah.
There's that. I think that's a big deal with this. Blade, number 1, was out in 1998.
Yes.
And here's that whole thriller discussion. It's logged as a fantasy/thriller. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, there seems to be a real problem with that at the moment, with things being relabeled.
I think it's an inclusion thing, and I think that it's clever. We'll talk about that next.
Yeah.
Bunny nuggets are fun for everyone. They're made from chocolate that's from a rabbit's bone. Feed them to your kids and make them say yum yum. Bunny nuggets are fun for everyone.
Right. So, Myk, over to you.
Right. Without being kind of too predictable here.
That's super not predictable.
Well,
not at all.
That's why I'm picking it. Basket Case, which if you haven't seen is absolutely despicable and schlocky.
It makes me do this face.
Why that face?
Because they're unpleasant.
Basket Case.
It's a rapey lump.
Oh no, it gets worse.
It's a rapey lump.
Well, basically, I'm trying to remember exactly what the story was, but Basket Case went off. I think the guy was trying to pitch a story of some kind.
I just remember in the first one, I remember reading some of the stuff about it. And in the first movie, the guy runs naked through New York, and they had to film it in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Because obviously it's illegal to do that. And he was literally is actually running butt naked through New York. In the middle of the night, hoping to not get picked up by the police.
He's totally up for it too.
Oh yeah,
I think there's another one in the mix at the moment. There's discussion about a Basket Case 4. If I remember right. Which and it's all the same actors too.
Is there pictures of him?
Nah, he's not on there.
Oh.
I think this is the only physical copy of any of them I have.
Why do I feel like I've seen the second one?
Because I would have been watching it at some point, and
are those characters from the second one?
Yeah, I think I probably.
Then I have watched the second. No, I have seen the second one with you.
Ah, okay.
I've seen the second one. I think I probably fell asleep a few times, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the second one.
The reason this comes up is kind of in the sequels discussion. However, is there are 3 made so far, as of 2019 when we're talking, and it's just like Pip said. The first one is kind of this weird. It's made by the same guys who made Frankenhooker, which you haven't seen either.
No, but I've heard that's really fun.
It is just so funny. It is such a fun movie.
I watched a clip of it the other day with something in a bathtub.
It is... Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, I just saw this one clip.
Yeah, it's so wonderfully batshit crazy, and where kind of Frankenhooker has kind of this tongue-in-cheek, paradoxically pro-feminist sense of humor, which is really quite good. This just Basket Case goes kind of totally off the rails in that regard. It's just the focus is on these 2 brothers. It's wrong and it's rapey and it's weird and the effects are weird, but you can't look away. It's like a car wreck, but it's
with a basket.
Yeah, except the car's carrying a basket.
Yeah.
The second one, kind of where it gets interesting, is it kind of ramps up on the kind of physical deformities and stuff. And without getting too big into it, you've got the guys know that they just having fun, that they're telling jokes, that they're having a good time, and they up the rapey at the end, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's how the shit goes, because it's basically what comes between two brothers.
Rapey fun times?
The good-looking one's girlfriend, that's what. Always.
She must be having a good time if she comes between two brothers.
I was waiting for you to make that joke.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so it's basically down to prosthetics, and it's all practical stuff. It's really fun.
It's good. Okay.
What you got?
I got with stickers still attached.
Oh no!
I couldn't get them off. Final Destination, of which there are 6 movies.
Was it 6?
I think it's 6 or 5.
Because
so we have
the 3 doubled up as 3. No, 4 was 3D. 5 and 6.
There is. So the first one is. Oh no, I'll so the first one is a plane crash. Second one is a logging truck. Third one is a roller coaster. Fourth one is Fourth one is
the racetrack.
Fourth one is the racetrack. Fifth one is the. Okay, so there's only 5.
That's
fifth
what I
one,
thought.
Yeah. Fifth one
is
a bridge collapse, and there's 5. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
They
5.
are so much fun, and the concepts are so clever, and it does, as they go on, get sillier, and there's more comedy thrown in. But oh god, some of the deaths. So the premise for the films is that you can't escape death. And if for some the main character will have a premonition of what's going to happen to them, you see what happens, then you see them prevent whatever happens, and then the film continues. And death will try and catch up with them in lots of different ways. Most people have seen the first one, so it's things from like it's what's the name of the
Claire?
No. The way in which the mechanisms happen.
Rube
Goldberg machine. So
I always get that wrong.
No, that's correct.
I've committed to getting it right
that's
this year.
Right,
I've
then.
remembered it.
So if you don't know,
and I've got that on camera, so no one can say that I got it wrong this time. I got proof. There you go.
Right. So, Rube. So if you don't know what one of those is, this makes me super excited. That is, you might see like videos on YouTube and stuff where people have like mechanisms. So like you roll a marble down a thing and it hits the next thing, and the next thing causes the next reaction, and so on. And so this is like, a knife will fall off a shelf and knock a screw out of the wall, and the screw will land on the floor, and someone will step on it and lean on a counter, and the knife will flip up and stab, that kind of thing. And it's really fun to see how they work, and you're constantly in this situation of going, oh, is it going to be that thing? Or is it going to be that thing? And you're like hinted at by lots of different stuff. Tension.
It ramps the tension up at every point.
And you've kind of got this morgue worker who appears, not in all the movies, but played by Tony Todd, who's a morgue worker, who's like, close personal friends with death.
Yeah.
You think, or he could be death himself, or whether he's.
I think he's just kind of he knows.
He knows because he's a morgue worker. He knows death.
He knows shit.
But honestly,
that guy's seen some shit.
They get more creative as it goes.
And
honestly, they're
in the first film to start with.
They are, but it's they push more cultural issues and things. So, for example, there's one of the films.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this one death because it was really important. This one was really important to me. So it's a really racist guy who's intending on putting a burning cross in a guy's front garden.
Is that number 4?
That's number 3.
No.
That's a racetrack guy. So number 4, you're right.
Yes.
So he's aiming to put a cross up in this guy's this guy's front yard.
As you do.
As you do. And as he goes to do it, he accidentally gets hooked by this hook on his van and dragged down the road, and it catches on oil, and he catches on fire. So it's just this flaming corpse being dragged down the road.
Flaming Vitar.
Yep. And he never got to put this cross in front. And I was just like, that was really nice comeuppance for...
It was a solid...
Yeah.
I mean, nothing brings me joy like watching a racist getting dragged behind a truck.
It was good. Whilst it played, and I've got the tune in my head going, why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't... Because you're on fire, that's why we can't be friends.
At least they weren't playing... What's the other one? Black and... That shit one that they always talk about black people and white people sitting side by side at pianos.
Ebony and Ivory.
That's the one.
I don't know. I just got like Toto Africa playing in my head.
Not too much. Not too much. We're gonna get copyright.
That's my alarm every morning. I wake up to Toto Africa on repeat.
And incidentally, it's my alarm too.
Because you're stuck with me.
Who could have thought that one out? So, of all of the Final Destinations, what's your favorite?
I actually. Oh, that's a really hard question. I actually really like the last one. Really? I really like the deaths in the last one.
Huh. I like the first.
The first one's brilliant.
And that's not a horror because the first. I mean, I genuinely like the pacing of it.
I like the last one. I think because the twist of the friend with a vendetta. And it's got the only death scene in one of these films that makes me twitch. You know which one?
Yeah, I think so.
Gymnast.
That's what I was thinking. That was really insane.
But
when you were talking about the Rube Goldberg machine, that's the first thing that came.
That one very much is. It's just watching all the little links. It gives you all the hints.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's just the way that it hints at all the different elements of the machine. And you don't quite see in which order they're going to work, but then every single thing takes part in what happens.
Okay.
So, last one.
See, now I feel... now, this is why I was kind of holding off on this one, because it's totally fucking derivative.
No, but
and it's completely predictable, too.
Predictable would be going for a slasher series, like a straight slasher series.
Like Nightmare on Elm Street, you think?
It's not a straight slasher series.
It's a slasher.
No, it is, but it's not a straight slasher. It's got comedy and it's got heart.
He's in the top 3. Like, I mean, like the unholy trinity. What do they call it? Everybody agrees. Well, I don't agree. Fuck them.
No, Halloween sucks.
Like, they call it the unholy trinity is like Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. There's Jason. No, actually, there was another one.
Leatherface.
Possibly.
You've got.
I've just built this whole thing up, and my brain just went.
You've got slashers. You've got Ghostface. You've got Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
You've got Michael Myers. You've got Jason Voorhees. You've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You've got Leatherface. Those are the main slasher.
The main slasher guys.
Slasher guys that you get.
Well, I tell you what. Then what's really cool about that is that kind of like two out of them are Wes Craven's. I mean, not necessarily Wes Craven creations. Like, I know that Freddy Krueger was created by Wes Craven.
Yeah. And
I believe also that he was they were told to play down the child thing.
The child molestation.
So he's a child murderer, not a child molester.
Okay, fair enough.
Totally different situation. Murdering kids, totally fine.
Turning my mug around because it's cooler on this side.
Yeah, so in the series, of which I think there are 7 in total, and they're not all
no, there's more now.
This is just the 5.
Then you've got...
No, because you've got...
I had all of
Wes
them.
Craven's Unite Me. This is the second box set I've owned in my life. I lent the other one out.
I had the bigger one.
And I never saw it again.
I had the one with Wes Craven's New Nightmare in it.
Yeah, okay.
And then I had the one with the remake in it.
Okay, so that's 7.
I'm sure it's a 7. I don't know whether there's another movie in between. Don't know whether there's another one.
The last one in here.
But I will find out how many there are. Let's have a look.
Please do. Dream Child was the last one, I think. And then it goes, New Nightmare was the reimagining with the tulpa.
With the tool puppet thing.
No, the tulpa.
The tulpa?
Sorry, I'm actually...
Doing South African stuff?
No, I'm not at all. A tulpa, you can look it up as well. Basically, the concept is that if enough people believe in something, it therefore becomes real and takes on a life.
Like the Babadook.
Kind of, yes.
Doesn't exist until you read the book. Because if you don't know about it, it doesn't exist.
See, the rules in the Babadook are a little kind of greasy, because I was to understand that the Babadook was in fact her depression.
It is, but
it was a manifestation of her not dealing with her grief.
But the concept of the book is that he does not exist, and like the book story is it.
But she creates books. So she wrote the book.
Whether it's in a word or in a look, you can't.
Yeah, she actually made the book though, because
Okay.
she's a children's book creator, wasn't she?
I don't know. I've only seen the film once.
Me too. Right. So of the Nightmare on Elm Street, my favorite of all of them, second one was a little goofy, but the third one I think is the one that everybody kind of chimes in on, and it's kind of really easy to see why. It's
Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors, yes.
With
I always get her name.
yeah,
Was it Patricia Arquette?
Patricia Arquette. Yeah.
There you go. I got it right eventually. Here we go. I'm taking this out. So, Dream Warriors. Yeah, it was Patricia Arquette. Was that her first film?
No, probably not.
She would have been acting from way earlier than that. And I think they were it's the visuals in the film are just amazing.
I was just trying to
There
find a
was just
film
so
list.
many little tweaky things. It was just totally an 80s film on every front. I think kind of Robert Englund had
Oh, here we go.
eased into what he was going to be as Freddy Krueger. So how many we got?
We've got Nightmare on Elm Street, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, then there's Wes Craven's New Nightmare,
There you go.
and you thought there was one after it. Then there's...
I thought I had them all. With
yeah.
what I,
No, you've got 5.
So I'm
There's
missing one.
Number
then.
6 and 7.
I've got the other. I've got New Nightmare there.
So we're missing Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Yeah.
There we go, so we've got a movie to pick up.
We watched that last year though, at your place.
Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare?
Yes, we did.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. I can prove it.
Is that the one with the
That was
puppet
kind of
hand?
shoddy.
No, the New Nightmare's the puppet hand.
Yeah. The New Nightmare's the puppet hand.
Yeah.
That's the one with the toddler.
Yeah.
Freddy's Dead. It was underwhelming.
Okay, I don't remember.
There was the one with the Roach Hotel. You'd know there were a couple of really good visuals in it where I think a guy's riding a motorbike and he totally transforms out on the motorbike,
Oh, yeah.
which was quite cool. I think it was a motorbike. Might have been a pickup truck. Either way, he totally just goes through that.
Yeah.
It was really cool. They're
Just really fun. They're really fun movies and practical
to watch.
effects.
And the practical effects are always great. And that's, I think, what I got. Should we do some honorable mentions before we close this thing out?
Honorable mentions: Scream
Of course.
with the sequels. All 4 of them.
I think,
All 4 movies.
off the top of my head, that is pretty much the only series I can think of where each sequel,
They're all fun.
they all are totally, they totally hold their own.
Yeah.
Every single one, and that includes number 4 too.
Yeah, number 4 was really clever concept.
It kept with the times. It brought something fresh to it, and just each one of those movies is a solid film.
I would say Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps, there are 3 of them, aren't there?
3 of them. One of them is not so good. She's at a mental institution and
That was
escapes the sister.
second one.
Second one. Third one is Back in Time. They are.
I had the second one.
They're right here.
Oh, you got them both there. So the second one is Ginger Snaps Unleashed.
Ginger Snaps. No.
Yes, it is.
Ginger Snaps Back. I think was the second one. This is the one where it's Back in Time.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No, it's not.
All right, then the third one.
That's the Unleashed is the second one.
Right, so Ginger Snaps Back is the last one. I had all 3 of them, but
Ginger
unfortunately,
Snaps Back is the
again, I was
Ye Olde.
Ye Olde. That was fun. Unfortunately, I was moving to
fun.
America and I got rid of all my DVDs because I'm an idiot. Right, what would you say?
Sequels.
Sequels.
Off the top of my head,
We have a lot of movies here, by the way.
you've pretty much done the bigger ones. Worthy ones, I remember, although I haven't seen it in recent years.
I can think of a couple.
Saw,
Yeah.
but those
They
get worse. Everyone, and that's not a
after the third one,
yeah.
I wasn't interested because some of the it just becomes all about the torture,
Yeah,
not about the story,
it's
and I
torture
was
porn,
not
and that's
into.
basically where it holds out. God damn
Texas
it.
Chainsaw Massacre.
There are 3 of them, aren't there?
There's more than 3. There's been remakes and other things.
I saw Leatherface last year. The new one.
I had all of them again on DVD,
Really?
and then but this is
they were-
before.
So how many were by Toby Hooper then? Did he do the first one and the second one?
Yes, he did the first two. He 100% did the first two.
I know the second one was batshit crazy.
Yeah, he definitely did the second one. I remember the first remake, and I remember watching the extra
Jessica
features.
Biel.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
There's the extra features is there's a scene with one of the characters who has to have a gun placed in his mouth. Mm-hmm. And the actor was so scared that every time he put the gun in his mouth, he threw up. And so he's like literally throwing up whilst filming the scene, and there's just drool and sick everywhere, and it's just horrible. But that's all real because he was so scared of having this gun in his mouth. It made him sick every time I did the scene.
I tell you what, like I get the willies even with plastic guns.
Yeah, but you've been in a situation.
Somebody will point a gun, like just a plastic gun, just to like, and my whole body just.
I think that might be a cultural thing though, because for me, I've never been in a country where I've been exposed to guns really, because around here it's farmers and farmers' mums.
Yeah, farmer's mum comes at you with a gun. You're in more trouble than I am. Like I know I'm dead. You're gonna suffer a lot more.
Yeah. Other than that, you've got Halloween, which we don't enjoy. You've got
there were about 6 or 7 of them, aren't there?
Too many.
Halloween 1 through 3.
Friday the 13th. We got them.
Friday the 13th. There were about 10.
I'm
gonna confirm that.
Not big into Friday the 13th. One thing that I did like is when they take as like series from a particular story. So like Clive Barker's Books of Blood, where it's been broken up into different parts. That's quite good. One of the films I won't watch because it makes me feel really uncomfortable. It's the only film that's ever freaked me out to the point where I will not watch it.
Wow.
I can see it on the shelf over there, and I won't watch it. I won't watch that movie.
I'm trying not to mention it.
It's okay.
Because it seems to be like you're trying to avoid that.
I am trying to avoid that. I'm trying to think.
So Friday the 13th, the full franchise, one of my favourite sequels actually is Freddy vs. Jason.
That was silly.
If there's a guilty pleasure thing, that's definitely like in my go-to.
Oh gosh.
In my go-to watches.
I don't know what my guilty pleasure would be.
13 Ghosts.
It's not guilty. It's a good movie. Can't feel guilty about that.
Probably not. Right, here we go. Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Friday the 13th. 1, 2, 3. 4 is Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Who'd have thunk? That was in 1984. Then 5 was A New Beginning. 6 was Jason Lives. 7 was The New Blood. 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. I haven't seen that. I haven't been able to bring myself to see that. Apparently he...
Jason Takes Manhattan. Does he join the Muppets?
Apparently he goes on a cruise ship.
Oh, God. There's some trunks there with the drink, just pouring it through and just falls like a hole in the back of his head as he drinks it.
And he molests Kermit on the
cruise.
On the cruise in the bowels of the ship.
It's a heat for a change. No, I'm not even going to make that joke.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop.
Miss Piggy.
Miss Piggy joke, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. Jason X that is another guilty pleasure. It's just so terribly wonderful. And there are some just hilarious scenes in there. Then you got Freddy vs. Jason, and for some reason everybody hated the Friday the 13th, the 2009 remake. Have you seen that?
No.
They did.
I've seen the Halloween remakes.
I think I've only seen the first Halloween remake. I've got the second one. I've been meaning to watch.
Who did the remake? Was this another what's his name's one?
No.
Rob Zombie.
Oh no, this is Friday the 13th.
Yeah, no, but did Rob
You're
Zombie
thinking
doing
Halloween?
No. Rob Zombie's remade everything. So
no, he hasn't. Rob Zombie has done, just off the top of my head. So you've got House of a Thousand Corpses.
He's done 2 Halloween movies, hasn't he?
Yeah, he did the first Halloween, then the second one, both of which were met with hatred. I don't think the first one is as bad as everybody thinks, but quite frankly, fucking Rob Zombie's dialogue just sucks. Nobody talks like that. Like, nobody talk.
We know how people speak.
Yeah,
we do speech good.
Yeah, occasionally I language.
Occasionally we practice language. I'm sure his son's gone away.
You haven't seen 31, have you?
31? His movie? Yeah. No, I've just not had time.
That's okay. You're probably doing better than me. No, and like I realize that it's very kind of like popularized to hate on Rob Zombie's films and his work and all the other stuff. Like visually, his stylings are really good. So
some of the concepts in House of a Thousand Corpses were interesting.
House of a Thousand Corpses is it's a solid film. It really is. There's a lot of cool shit. The ending was a bit of a bump,
but it was interesting.
It was a solid movie, and it's got rewatch value. And Captain Spaulding's fantastic.
He is.
And he's done something really cool. Devil's Rejects also has got some real kind of wonderful twisted stuff to it.
His missus is really good in them. Sherry Moon.
Honestly,
I thought she was fun.
Have you seen Lords of Salem?
No.
She's in that as well, and it's the dialogue issue. For me, that's
keyword bad.
It really, but to bring this thing back around, because kind of we're rolling ahead.
We're rolling ahead, and we gotta go.
Because I believe there's actually a third one coming out. It's called 3 from Hell, which I think is the sequel to Devil's Rejects.
Okay.
So you've got House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and 3 from Hell, which, following what I saw with 31, I'm not
gonna watch.
I'll watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it.
That was us with sequels. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And
I think we've that.
They're really good.
I think we've done good.
We done good.
Yay, sequels.
So we will be right back.
back.
That's just a small portion of the torture that awaits you.